bum, 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 psh, bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-da, bum, 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 bum. Oh, what a morning. What a day. Good morning to you, whoever and whatever you might be. I'm still waking up. This will be part of that process. Howdy, what it do? Good morning. Hello, hello. Praise Paul. Yes, praise him. Praise Paul. Praise Paul. Praise Paul. Good morning. Guten Tag. I hope everyone is well today. Off day today. Cool. Paul Nuggets, yeah. Well, today's like one of those things. Sometimes it happens, but like today's Scotty's birthday. By the way, you should all give Scotty a happy birthday somewhere. Go on the Patreon, leave a happy birthday message for the Scoopler. But he was going to take today out. Well, he is taking today off for his birthday. It was going to be me and TJ doing onion nuggets tonight. TJ is super duper duper sick. So he's like got a stomach flu is what it sounds like to me. Like he's having trouble keeping anything down. He's sick to his stomach, running a fever. So, I considered offering like, hey, I'll do fucking solo onion nuggets. 'Cause there was one time I did a solo flash fried, which was like our news show or whatever. I did that solo one time, and it worked out okay, but it was just news, so. Teamsters fell off. Why is everybody freaking out because a Teamster went and spoke at the RNC? Why wouldn't you want Republicans to hear a pro-union, pro-worker message? I don't understand it. I watched the speech last night. I thought it was a really good speech. I thought it laid out union values pretty well. I mean, do people think that like unions are politically affiliated first? Like, can somebody explain this to me real quick before we move too far into things today? Why is it a bad thing that the president of the Teamsters spoke at the RNC and gave a great pro-worker speech? Why is that a bad thing? Because I saw a video from good old Vish this morning saying the guy's a fucking traitor. Sean McDonald or whatever his fucking name is. It's not Sean Fain, that's the UAW president. This is the Teamsters president, Sean McDonald, I believe. So can you guys explain to me like why we're calling that guy a fucking traitor now? Is it just saltiness on the left because the left is losing super hard, or what? It's almost like there's a bunch of blue-collar union workers in the Republican Party that would definitely want to hear they have union support. Yeah. It's almost like blue-collar workers are all over the political spectrum. It's almost like unions aren't just about organizing leftist labor spaces. No such thing exists. So why would a union president who was invited to come speak at the RNC say no? Do you want to come and give your pro-union message to our usually anti-union blue-collar audience? No. Well, good going, guy. That's way to not be a traitor. Let's let half the fucking country never know who you are and never hear a pro-union message. That's the only way you can not be a traitor as a union president. Fuck that. As a union president, I want every blue-collar worker in this country to hear what I have to say about my union. Period. I don't care who they're voting for. I don't care what the venue is, right? As long as it's not a Nazi rally, I'm going to go speak. I'm going to talk to those people. I'm going to get my message across to those people if given the opportunity and the platform to do so. Because I care about blue-collar workers. Not first their political affiliation, then their worker status. I care about workers, period. And the truth of the matter is that a bunch of blue-collar workers for the first time were exposed to a Teamster last night. By the way, a Teamster that knows how to handle his fucking business, knows how to talk economic populism, knows how to talk blue-collar fucking ethic. This idea that, like, unions need to be politically polarized and not even speak to Republicans is fucking unfathomable to me. It's like, tell me you don't understand unionization without telling me you don't understand unionization. It's like you cannot organize simply left-wing labor spaces. Right-wing people don't even hear your message because their news and their fucking politicians don't ever talk about you. You've got this opportunity right now to go and speak at the RNC and get your pro-worker message out to a whole fucking audience of people that maybe have never heard it, and people are calling him a fucking traitor for it. It's unreal. Like, I genuinely believe that the vote blue people have gone unhinged. I'm gonna say it now, dude. Not all of them, but a lot of these vote blue motherfuckers, when Donald Trump got shot the other day and they realized the imagery of that was gonna fucking coast him into the presidency pretty easily against their shitty candidate, I think a lot of them flipped and they're looking to fucking blame everybody but themselves for it. Oh, it's Sean McDonald's fault because he went and spoke at the RNC. It's not my fault because I spent the last 4 years rah-rah-rahing for a corpse. It's not my fault. It couldn't be my fault. I couldn't be the one that was wrong to keep the pom-poms jiggling in the air for 4 years for a walking corpse that was dying of dementia in front of our eyes. That can't be. That can't be wrong. That was correct. But this dude that just gave a pro-worker, pro-union message to an entire group of people who maybe have never heard it before, he's the traitor. He's the problem. It's like, shut up. Shut up, bitch. Get out of the way and let unionists do what you can't. Let them talk to people on the right about economic populism, because the left is the political left has forgotten how to do it. So this guy must be a traitor, right? Even though everything he said last night was insanely pro-worker. Insanely pro-worker. It was one of the best fucking, like, union president speeches I've seen in a hot minute. And it happened at the RNC. Never mind that. The dude's a traitor for accepting the invitation to speak. Fuck off. You ever get tired of having the same conversation over and over again? Yeah. Yeah, I do. But I don't know what else to do, man. I've been screaming this from the fucking rooftops, this like class consciousness shit, forever, and nobody's listening. It's like the absolute lack of class consciousness to call a union president a traitor for speaking to right-wingers is fucking unreal. Your class consciousness is at an all-time fucking low if you think that's a bad look. All-time low. All-time low unawareness of blue-collar ethic, all-time low unawareness of blue-collar concerns, all-time low ability to talk to working people. You've become so effete and so intellectual and so aloof that blue-collar people don't even want to hear you anymore. And now you're calling a straight-out fucking rock star union president a piece of shit. You should go on Vosh's show again. I'm banned from every type of Vosh fucking social media. I'm banned. He doesn't want me on his show because I'm gonna call him to account for this type of shit if he has me on his show. He doesn't want to have to fucking look like an idiot in front of his fans and explain why it's a bad thing for somebody whose entire job is class consciousness to give a class consciousness speech. I'm blocked on his fucking YouTube channel. I'm blocked on his subreddit. I'm blocked on his Discord. All for asking him one question. I didn't sit there and fucking troll his fucking chat all day. All I asked was, am I still a fascist for opposing Biden 3 months ago? And he banned me from fucking everything. That's how little this guy wants to own up to his talk. And now he's got this fucking retarded video out that's getting tons of views with Sean McDonald standing in front of a background that's made of the word traitor. Hit up his Twitter then. I'm pretty sure he's got me fucking muted over there too. Like, why would he leave me unmuted over there? Give me a break, dude. This dude doesn't want it. I've been nothing but correct in my talks with him. The first talk I had with Vosh, I told him my fear was 4 years of Trump, 4 years of a shitty Biden presidency, and then 4 years of Trump, and he scoffed at it. Here we are, years fucking later, and my chickens, all my proclaimed chickens, have come home to roost. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you need?
No. Thank you. Yeah, he doesn't want to engage. He clearly doesn't want to engage, so I'm not going to hit him up. Well, that would be a pointless waste of my time. Daddy's bank account goes down if unions are strong. Yeah. So. Paul vindicated part 702. I mean, this is retarded, bro. I couldn't believe that video. I saw Traitor, and I thought, this must be satire or something. And I watched it, and he was like, this is unironically the most fascist speech I've heard in a long time, dude. My dude. My dude. I was like, what? Did we listen to the same speech? Yep. He's talking about the same speech. Okay. What's his prescription here? That this guy's a class traitor for speaking to Republicans. Okay. He's a retard. Bosch is retarded. He doesn't understand unionization. He doesn't understand the apolitical nature of unions. He doesn't understand that union organizing doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't look at that first. It looks at your status as a worker and your willingness to work mutually towards a beneficial contract with your coworkers. That's what we care about. That's what unionists care about. Care about blue-collar people doing better. Okay? So it makes total sense with that little tiny sliver of class consciousness in your brain why the Teamsters president would go speak at the RNC. It makes total sense. It's not a traitor move. That's fucking retarded. He used that platform to speak to a group of people who otherwise would never hear him. He's never been pro-union. If he was pro-union, he would hate the fuck out of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a union buster. Joe Biden has presided over the busting of the Amazon union, the Starbucks union, and the rail workers union. He forced a contract on the rail workers union. He allowed Amazon to be shady as fuck, didn't step in and do anything as a president to stop Amazon from busting its unions, and watched Starbucks run roughshod. He's not a pro-union president. I don't know why people think he is. Why? See, this is the funny thing. They said Joe Biden was pro-union because he went and spoke at a UAW protest, at a UAW strike. But this guy goes and speaks at the RNC and he's a traitor. It's fucking insane. The lack of class consciousness is going to kill this fucking country. I'll just put it there. The fact that we are listening to rich, effete intellectuals telling us that class consciousness is stupid and traitorous is going to ruin this country. Ruin it. Utterly ruin it. I saw you popped into Destiny's stream yesterday and you were having a productive chat till his PC crashed. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be in there all the time bugging him, but like, it looks like he's bored and he's got nothing else going on. He's taking calls that day. I'll pop in. I see married men crying in lives for money because they can't get their chick on them. Huh? Say what? What is a practical change that could diminish the partisan divide, ranked choice, strong third party? I think all of those. I think a strong labor movement, a new and strong third party with a blue collar populism focus, like an economic populism focus. Yeah, I think all of those things could be productive if and when I say we, I mean leftists, threw our weight behind it. But we can't, we're never going to get there if big leftist voices are calling a president of the Teamsters a traitor for giving a speech in front of people who normally wouldn't hear his message. If that's the level of our class consciousness, if our class consciousness is so diminished that a blue-collar working man giving a speech at the RNC is a bad thing, we're lost. We're lost. Yeah, I'm aware that people are mean to everybody on stream. I hate to bring him up, but did you see Vosh's reaction to that speech? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I saw it right before I started this. I watched like the first 4 minutes of it or something before I just couldn't handle it anymore. I thought he was joking. Like, I thought it was satire when I saw it. And when I realized it isn't, he actually thinks this guy's a traitor for speaking to the RNC. I was like, fuck this. I can't even listen to this gobbledy fucking gook. This rich boy's prescription for what a fucking working man ought to be doing with his time and his voice is fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable, bro. The video's up now. You can go take a look at it. Sean McDonald's a traitor. Fucking crazy, dude. Like, does he think the guy... That's not how you get people on your side. You don't go up and just start reading Karl Marx and calling everybody a fucking retard and a simp and a cuck. All right? Debate bro tactics don't work with the public. This is why debate bros are fucking ineffectual. That's why it's nothing but political entertainment. They're an off-gassing entertainment platform for politics wonks. This is why debate bros don't win, right? Anything other than internet points. A debate bro mentality about going and speaking at the RNC as a blue-collar worker is the last thing you want. Because that's how you push people away, by going, Karl Marx, communism, socialism. He talked blue-collar concerns. He talked blue-collar fucking political points. He talked unionization. He talked solidarity in front of a fucking crowd of millions of people who otherwise would never listen to a union president. Vosh is a Beverly Hills effete rich boy who has zero class consciousness because he was never fucking, he never wanted for anything in his life. He never had to work for anything in his life. And so his prescriptions about what's good for blue-collar people to do are about as useful as tits on a boar. Okay? And when he does open his stupid-ass fucking pie hole, it's typically some anti-worker, anti-class consciousness shit that comes tumbling out. Because he likes being rich and on the left at the same time. Well, sorry, bro. Pick one. He likes being rich first and then a leftist. Let me look out for my bottom line and then leftism. That's not how leftism works, fuckwad. Yeah. He ignores class. Yeah, exactly. Finally checked out Dear Zachary after you talked about it. Holy fuck. I know, bro. That movie is crazy. It's a crazy documentary. To talk about it beyond that would actually be spoiling it. So go watch it. Unreal. But yeah, this fucking like move by people on the left to call people fucking secret Republicans because they talk to Republicans is fucking unreal. It's like you've seen what this division, this like class division, this red versus blue division has sown in this country. It's accelerationism to argue for it anymore. You've seen what it's done. So if you think we need to be fuck 50% of this country, don't even talk to them, you're an accelerationist at this point, and you need to account for that position. You think we should push things closer to a fucking open civil war or some shit. That's your prescription. So extending the olive branch is now treasonous, yes. Using a platform to speak to blue-collar people that happen to be Republican is treason now in the world of Vosh. What do you think of Destiny tweets? Well, I was talking to him about it a little bit. I think it's pretty on brand for Destiny to tweet edgy shit. You know, I didn't confront him. I asked him about that, and he said, yeah, you know, none of it's without substance. So he says he tweets that edgy shit with substance in mind. And I give him that charitability. So I don't really care what he says, but like, that's the thing is like, what I was trying to get to him is like, I don't care that you're flaming out on Twitter. Like that doesn't even register on my list of concerns, right? You getting banned from Twitter possibly, but I'm also not a person that's personally invested in your continued success, right? I'm not your business manager, right? I don't want to see you get destitute, but if you fucking lose your platform, it's not going to change my life, right? And so I may not be the best guy to like give you feedback on this, but my personal feedback is I thought you did a great job being an agitator, right? That's where I was building to with him, right? Because we had talked about how I value agitation. And now Destiny is being an agitator on social media. He's throwing a handful of sand in the eyes of people who are trying to solemnly like use this whole assassination attempt politically. You know, and so I don't really see it the way that his fan base has been seeing it. Like it seems like they're kind of split. Some of them love to see it. Some of them are like, oh, Steve's gone crazy. I don't think either of those is true, right? I think he's just tactically making decisions to like get his name out there in a big way, to stir up controversy. It means that like after his computer died yesterday, 20 minutes later, he was literally talking to Elon Musk, which was weird for me, by the way. I don't mean to clout shark or whatever, but I told Amelia, I was like, dude, a guy that I was talking to like 30 minutes ago on stream is talking to Elon Musk right now. My 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon is crazy now. It's crazy. Like my 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon is nuts. Destiny will be fine. He does this from time to time. I know it gets him a lot of attention and keeps him in the conversation. He zigs when people start to zag. That's what I was trying to say on his show yesterday. It was like, as a longtime Destiny enjoyer and like casual fan of his presence, him fucking like going crazy on Twitter and saying some wild shit is pretty on brand. It pretty much happens all the time. So this is not new. This is not him having some kind of crazy meltdown or whatever. And even if it is, it's a focused meltdown. Most Destiny fans are liking his new approach. It's just that his Twitter that's getting hate. Okay, yeah. I mean, I was in his community yesterday and I was looking at his chat, and I after his stream went down, I went into his Discord chat, and a bunch of people in there were talking to me about it. Like, and that's where I was like saying, you know, like a lot of those fans in there, but what I've learned is like Destiny's Discord is not exactly like a fan jerk Discord like you would expect. A lot of the people in there either don't watch him and are just there because it's a giant Discord, or like used to watch him but now take issue with something he's done. So that would be like not a good like barometer of his entire community. But that part of his community was pretty torn on whether or not, you know, the Twitter shit was right or wrong or whatever, right? Is that guy who was debating really Elon? I saw some people say that wasn't the case, but it sure sounded a lot like him. I don't know where this, like, that wasn't Elon comes from. Elon Musk was running a not a YouTube, a Twitter space on his Twitter account, right? He was there. He ran a Twitter space. He was talking to all kinds of different people. Destiny came in and so you're telling me that Destiny spent 4.5 hours thinking he was talking to Elon Musk, but he wasn't? So you're telling me that an Elon Musk impersonator got on Elon Musk's account on Twitter, started a Twitter space, Destiny YouTube video that talks that it wasn't the real Elon? That's fucking crazy then. That is nuts that he thought he was speaking to Elon Musk for 4 fucking straight hours. That's crazy. How did that happen? Doesn't Destiny have like vetting and shit? Like, doesn't he vet people before he goes in to have talks with them? Like, he's got like connections and shit. He was having like XQC help him get in the call and shit. Account called Adrian. What the fuck, bro? Is this real? I kind of feel bad because I was shooting people down last night that were saying it and saying they were like conspiracy theorists and shit, because it just like I sat and I listened to him have a fucking 4-hour conversation with this dude like it was Elon. Then I just fucking missed the fucking dude. I missed the plot. I was playing RoboCop Rogue City and listening to that fucking talk. The voice sounded exactly like Elon Musk, and I assumed Destiny wouldn't waste his time like setting up an impromptu streaming setup to speak to a fake Elon for 4 hours. That's just so fucking weird to me. But yeah, dude, like, I'm a normie, I guess, because that shit breezed right over my head. I heard he was talking to Elon. I went over to his stream. I was like, whoa. And then he had like a whole ass fucking 4-hour convo with the guy, and I don't remember part of that convo being him calling him out for being a fake Elon. What I remembered is that he sat there and had like a 4-hour conversation with the dude. Like, I talked about the future Twitter features, which, like, how he would know about that if he's not Elon. Bro, was that not Elon Musk, or was it Elon Musk? I'm getting confused now. Is this like a chat troll thing that's going on? Like, bring me up to speed, man. What the fuck? Doesn't he speaks to random people all the time? Yeah, but he never, like... I understand Destiny speaks to random people, but like, he set up a whole ass special streaming setup so that he could get into this live. He was desperate to get into this live. He was like all pumped for it, cracking his knuckles and like, fuck, why can't I get in here, man? Fucking. And they were telling like the Elon guy, you need to give him like perms to speak, and Elon was having trouble finding him because there were so many people trying to get into the live. They found him eventually. He was able to figure out his audio issues. He got in and had basically like a 3-hour conversation with Elon Musk from my perspective. I don't remember him saying, why are you impersonating Elon Musk? Maybe I missed that. Like I said, I was playing a game while I was listening, so maybe I was like tuning in and out. But like, to me, it seemed like the whole conversation was kind of like, this is Elon Musk. So am I fucking crazy? Is this a troll thing that people are doing? Like, what? I don't know. What are your thoughts on Destiny giving relationship advice? I mean, I brought it up with him, didn't I? I think the first time we talked about like him, or maybe it was the second time, we talked about him giving relationship advice when his personal life is a fucking mess. It's a garbage fire. And then he's giving personal, and he didn't seem to think it was a problem. I don't know. Destiny seems confused if it was him or not, too. I don't think anyone knows 100% for sure. It's wild to me. So that's in question. It just doesn't seem like something like a snafu that Destiny would fall for. Like he's a like a high level content creator guy. He's talked to some really big guys. I assume he's got a pretty fucking good vetting process for knowing who he's talking to and making sure he's not getting set up. And it's like this revelation that might not have been Elon Musk is crazy to me, because I watched the whole thing, and there was never, that I remember, any conversation about it not being Elon Musk. So this whole like that wasn't the real Elon shit is new to me. It's an Elon impersonator that Destiny talked to is new to me. I don't know how that happened. That's the question that like hangs over me. Is like, how did Destiny, this dude that's talked to all these mainstream news outlets and he knows the business probably better than anybody else doing streaming right now, how did he get duped into a fake 4-hour conversation with a fake Elon? You know what I mean? How did that happen? His name is Adrian Dittman. He's gone viral for his impersonation. That is crazy to me. I look, dude, I don't know 100% if it's true, but it's actually crazy to me. Go on the Destiny subreddit, they're just as confused as you. It doesn't make sense to me. Because like this idea that somebody said earlier, he knew it was a fake Elon in the first 30 seconds. I was like, I didn't see that first 30 seconds then. And I watched while he was setting up his shit before he got in the call. So that whole talk, from my perspective, casually listening, right? Not taking notes or anything, but just like casually listening while I gamed, was that he was talking to Elon Musk for like 4 hours. And the way that he talked to him was like he was talking to Elon Musk for 4 hours. Okay, if he wasn't duped, then he was talking before about how it was this other guy. I missed that part. But like as a normie sitting in there, it was really fucking crazy to me that he was talking to Elon Musk. Like really crazy to me. And the way that he conducted himself with him super charitably and shit, trying not to be like going off the handle on him and shit, I thought that he was trying not to burn a bridge talking to Elon Musk. So the whole fucking thing came off like a hoax, I guess. Because like it was not apparent to me from listening to it that wasn't Elon Musk. I felt like Destiny was treating it like it was Elon Musk. So Adrian trolled well, that's, people are saying he was talking, like Destiny knew it was Adrian before he went live and was talking about it before he went on the Twitter space, but I didn't catch that part. I started watching when he was setting his shit up, trying to get his lighting, and he couldn't figure out a light. Then he was trying to figure out his mic because he was on his editing computer, not his streaming computer, because his streaming computer blue screened during his stream earlier, right? That's where I tuned in. Was he was trying to get that set up. He's like, oh shit, man, how the fuck do get me in here? And he's having that like XQCs on the phone with him, helping him. You know, he had like big names helping him try to get in there. People were talking to this dude like he was Elon in the thing, in the space while he was listening and trying to figure his mic out. The whole thing was like, it's weird that Destiny was so civil to some nobody compared to how, yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, Destiny said, like, unless these right-wingers are willing to say January 6th was an insurrection, then he wasn't even going to talk to anything. He wasn't even going to give them the time of day on any other subject until they were willing to admit that. And I figured he was being more charitable because, like, who gets a chance to talk to fucking Elon Musk about social issues? But if he knew from the jump that this was just an Elon impersonator and he went that soft and long with the guy, then does he mean it then? Does he mean it when he says he's done talking to these right-wingers? Like, I'm confused as fuck, guys. I'm confused as fuck. Maybe I'm being hella stupid and dense about this.
You gotta confront him. It's the only thing you can
No,
do.
I don't want to confront him, but I'd like to ask him, like, what the fuck was that? Because I'm confused. As a normie, I'm fucking confused. Did you talk to Elon or not? Did you think you were talking to Elon at the time and then figure it out afterwards? Or did you know all the time? If you knew all the time, why were you so charitable? Why were you walking on eggshells with him if you didn't think it was Elon? Like, I thought that because it was this crazy, influential, international billionaire guy, that you were, like, walking on eggshells a little bit with him to make sure he didn't just hang up on you or fucking kick you out of the space and you got nothing out of him. I didn't think you would have a 4-hour-long charitable conversation with a fake Elon Musk about Elon Musk shit. Like, they were talking about the Twitter platform and how it works. Like, he kept asking Elon, like, I don't know how it works. When you post this, does the person see it? Or if you, like, block somebody, and if you block somebody, does it still hit your feed if they say something, if they tag you in this? And Elon was like, I don't think so. I'll have to look into that. Like, so there was no intimation that this guy wasn't Elon Musk during the thing that I remember. And I distinctly remember Destiny engaging with him and asking him questions that, like, he was like, look, I could be like you. And he made a rocket fuel analogy to Elon. He was like, I could say this rocket fuel, like, tell me the difference between this rocket fuel and normal fuel without talking about rocketry and aeronautics. And Elon was like, that actually works. It's like, why was he doing that if it was a fake Elon? Can I ask? Like, why was he asking him, hey, Elon Musk, how does Twitter work? Hey, Elon Musk, what about rocket fuel and shit? How about that analogy? Hey, Elon Musk. Why was he doing that? So one of two things seems shady to me here. Either Destiny knew the whole time and he was pretending it was Elon Musk for his fans? Question mark. Or he didn't know and he got duped and now he's trying to cover his ass because now he knows. Which one was it?
Yeah, the title on the video changed to not Elon Musk.
Right. It's another guy. Destiny posted a video of it. Very odd of him. It's very weird, right? That, like, which one of those is true? Did he know before and just pretend that this was Elon? And was, like, had a weird charitable conversation for 4 hours with a MAGA chud that was pretending to be Elon Musk? Right? Or did he actually talk with Elon Musk? I'm fucking confused, bro. Is that part of this to make this more like pop? Was it real? Was it fake? Was it this Adrian guy or was it Elon? Did Destiny know or did he not know? Is that the whole point of this? Is it like a work to get publicity and shit, or what is it? Well, if he streams today and he's got like his fucking thing open, I'll go in and I'll try and ask him. His tone of voice was off at times. I mean, I haven't listened, I guess, to hours and hours of Elon Musk enough to, but like, dude, from where I was sitting, that's one of the best impersonations I've ever heard if it wasn't Elon Musk. Because he stayed in character the whole time. There was no joking. I didn't hear any obvious, like, lapses in his South African American blend accent. He kept saying things with that, like, South African twang to them a little bit, but he still had the kind of weird Elon Musk American accent too. Like, so it was dead on. Like, whoever that guy is, if it was an impersonator, was spot on. And I don't think Destiny knew it at the time, or at the very least, I think he conducted himself as if it was Elon because he couldn't tell for sure. That is the only thing that makes sense to me. Because he's on this arc where he's like, these fucking chuds, I'm not even going to talk to them until they will say January 6th. I don't even think he hammered that all that hard. So it would make sense for me for him to extend a little more charitability to Elon Musk, at least at the beginning, to try and build a bridge. Makes no sense to me that he would give any charitability to some performer pretending to be Elon Musk in a room full of chuds talking shit about Destiny. Like, I think he would go in there hard with guns blazing, especially giving his rhetoric. So it just, like, Destiny's actions setting up a streaming thing. He's a professional streamer, right? He doesn't like to be live looking amateurish. And he had no lighting. He was dark, right? Like, for him to set that up to just talk to an impersonator chud, and then, you know, have that piece of content go out with his fucking lights not right and looking at a weird angle and just not looking like a professional streamer, right? I can understand him doing that. Like, red alert, you have a chance to talk to Elon. Let's get a streaming thing going, right? I can't see him doing that for just a MAGA chud. So is he grifting us by pretending it was Elon the whole time and then, haha, it wasn't Elon? Or was the Elon guy grifting him? What was going on? It's a Twitter meme that this guy probably really is Musk and not just a pretender, so he's probably playing it safe in case it really is Musk. Yeah, that's crazy though, right? Because vetting, like, there are people that have come in here now 3 or 4 times and said he knew it was, he was already talking about how it was before. So if that was the case, he knew it was an impersonator and not Elon, why did he not go hard? Why did he wait to start going hard until that other fucking chud talked to him? Destiny went back to being aggressive when he talked to the second guy. Yes, the second guy. Right, I remember he went harder on him. But Elon got like a 3-hour convo and it was charitable, charitable, charitable city. Why? Even if it was Elon, why? I get it, like build a bridge maybe. It's probably smart to keep that contact if you can, but like from a business perspective, I get it. But from like a rhetorical perspective, why? Why? I'm not fucking making any accusations. I don't know if Destiny was duped. I don't know if I was duped. I don't know if everybody was duped. Right? I'm confused about the whole thing. Because I watched it live yesterday. Or not live, but it was live when I got there and I rewound it, right, to the beginning of the stream and I watched. Until it was over. Now, I'm not claiming, like I said, I was gaming while I did it, so I'm not claiming I was paying like scholarly attention to it, but I don't remember there being any fucking thing about this being an impersonator. I remember Destiny like muting up his mic and saying like, this is not the real Elon. Not once. Like maybe he didn't have to. Maybe I was just like literally like missing the point. But like that doesn't seem like something Destiny would do. Like I said, Destiny's a professional guy. He presents himself professionally. He's got a very professional studio setup, great camera, great lighting, right? He sets up an off-brand streaming setup in the middle of the day on his computer that he doesn't use for internet shit, right? And then desperately is like calling everybody he knows, gets XQC on the line who helps him get into the space, helps him get his fucking mic figured out on his non-streaming computer, right? All of this crazy, like he's calling in favors. Thank you, buddy. Like when XQC helped him, he was like, whew, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you, right? So it was like he was really trying to get into this. Why would he do that if it wasn't Elon Musk and he knew it? So, is it Elon covering his ass with plausible deniability? He's letting it float out there that this is maybe an impersonator so that if he gets called out for any of the shit that he says, he can just say, I never said that. That was well-known impersonator Adrian blah, blah, blah. So is that what's going on? You know, I'm trying to think of angles on this, guys. I'm not the most fucking, like, non-linear thinker in the world. So you think that it was the real Elon, right? But there was this plausible deniability that it wasn't the real Elon, so that Elon could dodge his responsibility for anything he says in this. Okay, that makes sense. That sounds like Occam's razor right there, to me. That sounds like the simplest explanation for this. And then I'm just not picking up on the meme. So Destiny naming his thing not Elon is almost like a wry wink. Exactly. So Nicholas says, not Elon, wink, wink. Is that what's going on here?
I see this chick saying Not gonna lie, Destiny was kind of cooking in this debate with Elon Musk. In parentheses, he was pretending to not be Elon Musk for some reason.
So other people are saying the same thing I'm saying then.
Yeah.
So he was trying to pretend that he was well-known Elon Musk impersonator Adrian whatever,
Yeah.
so that he would have plausible deniability if Destiny caught him in a fuck with his pants down about something. Which I don't think he did, but like having that plausible deniability, if any sound bites get clipped out of that and they're like Elon Musk says unhinged shit, right? He can just say that wasn't me, that was an impersonator. Elon has done this on other lives with this character, but do we know it's Elon? That's the thing. This is fucked. This is like a 4D chess move that he's pulling. Like, I'm going to say something through the plausible deniability of the fact that there's somebody out there that can impersonate me really well. And I'm going to work with that person to let me say whatever the fuck I want without ever having to take accountability for anything I say. So it gives him plausible deniability if something hits his stock, right? That's what it is. He has in the past said wild shit on Twitter that has made his stock prices in Tesla and shit drop. And so now he wants to keep saying wild shit on Twitter, but he wants plausible deniability if something should happen that irks the stockholders in Twitter and in, you know what I mean, in Tesla and Boring Company and all that, right? So, dude, this is, I know this may be like level 1 shit to some people who are into this political machination shit, but I feel like I'm cooking right now. So Elon Musk has created this fucking character, or started working with this guy who does a character that sounds just like him so that he can have plausible deniability in conversation. Think a billionaire would have better things to do? Like what? Sit and like swim in his money bin? Of course he has nothing better to do. He doesn't work. When he drops his stock price, he just buys more. Yeah, you're right. Elon is terminally online, so it makes sense. Dude, guys, this is weird, man. I don't really know. I know it's some basic Varys shit. You know, have your disguises, have plausible deniability, never say anything publicly that you can't deny publicly, blah, 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 right? I know this is like some basic bitch Machiavelli shit, right? But it's just weird to me that it played out. Because I'm telling you, man, as a person watching that stream, that was Elon Musk, right? Maybe it wasn't. I guess people are saying maybe it wasn't, but now people are saying maybe it was, but he was pretending it wasn't. This is fucking odd to me, right? I don't conduct my shit this way. And so for me, it's like, huh? In the call with XQC, he was trying to get him to post more often. It was weird. Aribidua. Elon quote tweeted someone who talked about removing Destiny's Twitter ad revenue. Right. Elon plays Diablo 4 for hours, so he has time for the debate. Yeah, doesn't he play all kinds of fucking crazy time sink grind games? Isn't that his shit? What do you mean, like, how does a billionaire have time? Dude, he's got nothing but time, bro. He's a dude that's literally transcended the capitalistic enterprise. He can now do basically whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and he's got nothing but time. Time is the most precious thing in his life now. It's the only thing he can't buy more of. Why did Elon speak so well without the stuttering and stammering? See, that's the thing. I don't feel like I've listened to enough long-form Elon shit. I tend to tune him out to know that there was a stutter or a stammer or something missing, right? So if you're saying you noticed like a lack of that, I believe you, you know, given the fact that I assume in good faith that you were watching, that you watched probably a lot more Elon than me, right? Imagine Paul being a world-famous celebrity talking to people as Jacques Lafranche. Yeah. It's like I do little characters where I'll pop up on our show and I'll be Mickey Mouse or I'll be this guy Jacques Lafrench that I made up when I want to say wild shit or I want to be funny in a certain way, right? But everybody knows, like, it's like I pretend on the show that it isn't me, but it's me. It'd be like if I was doing that, but like for real, it's like almost Andy Kaufman-esque. It really is. I hate to say that about Elon Musk, but it's like an Andy Kaufman move, right? Because he had a friend, Bob Zmuda, who would dress up like Tony Clifton and go out and do things so that Andy could be seen somewhere else or be in the audience and pop up and say, hey, fuck you, Tony Clifton. Right? It's almost like that. He's got an impersonator running around. It's like I have to call it, like, if this is right, and if Elon has partnered up with this Adrian guy to give himself a couple of abilities, the ability for plausible deniability on anything he says in his Twitter spaces, because he can just say, oh, that was just Adrian trolling, and his ability to troll with this idea. Is it me? Is it not me? Right? Are you talking to Andy Kaufman or are you talking to Bob Zmuda? How do you know? Right? You made up Jacques Lafrench? I thought he was a real guy. Right? Adrian Dittman is an ex-administrator that sounds like, talk like, has the same views as Elon Musk. His X account is all Tesla, SpaceX, and memes that Elon shares. I understand that. Okay, that's been explained to me. What hasn't been explained to me is if Destiny was talking to Elon Musk last night or not. Because Elon, like, so what people are alleging is that Elon and this Adrian dude, because they're so aligned and shit, they might even work together behind the scenes, or they might have like an implicit agreement where Elon gets to use his X account so that he can do Twitter spaces, but have plausible deniability to his shareholders and the media if he says something wild. Right? It's brilliant. It's Machiavellian, but I think it's honestly the simplest answer here because, okay, what else do we have to deal with if that's not the case? We have to deal with Destiny acting like he's fucking like going out of business yesterday, right? Setting up a fucking wonky ass dark streaming setup with no mic, right? His mic settings were all fucked. His lighting was fucked. We were basically watching him in the monitor glow. As soon as the sun went down, especially, it was fucking over, right? So we have Destiny acting like that to go talk to a fake, and then was really charitable to the fake for what was like 3.5 hours of just talking to a fake. So we have that to account for. So was that a work on So was that kayfabe on Destiny's part? So is he the one grifting because he wanted to get viewers because he knew that people would think it was Elon Musk? I don't think that about Destiny. That doesn't seem to be, from what I know, and I don't know everything, that doesn't seem to be how Destiny gets down. He seems to be a pretty direct guy. He doesn't seem like a guy that's going to have a 4-hour Fabe conversation. Right? Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy to me. Like, this is actually, like, maybe I'm just fucking stupid. Maybe I'm a stupid stoner, but this is, like, mind-blowing to me. There was no cameras. It was a Twitter space, so it was all audio, right? We could see Steven's side of things because he was streaming. I was watching his stream. I wasn't in the Twitter space, right? But he was like fucking crazy to get into the space, calling XQC, having people help him, calling in favors from people that he knows in the community to get him fucking noticed in there, like the whole nine. So it's weird to me, like, okay, so was that kayfabe, or this is a weird fucking thing now. So I'm gonna try and get into it. Like, if he does a normal stream today and all he's doing is reading and he looks bored, I'll try and call him. or I'll pop in if he's got his thing open for me. Because, like, I can just jump in when he's in Discord now. I've got access to his private room or whatever, so I don't have to be dragged anymore. I can just go ba-bum. But I don't want to overuse that and abuse it. I don't want to just like pop in, because he'll yank that if I become annoying to him or bad for his stream, right? I have to walk on eggshells a little bit too, because I really genuinely am interested in talking to the guy. I'm not looking to weasel into his inner circle or get info on him or backstab him or anything like that. I have a genuine interest in his mind and him as a creator, and I have for a very long time. I'm not lying about that. And so this for me, and I think it shows in the fact that when I go in his room, I'm not streaming, I'm not announcing it on my socials, I'm not like clout sharking it up. I haven't clipped a single thing about our conversation and used it in any way. I really haven't, like, if you go look at my first conversation with him and all my conversations with him, I never pimp my socials. Not one time in 5 hours did I go like at Paul's Ego or at Deep Fat Fried here on YouTube or whatever the fuck, right? I didn't say it one time because I'm not in it for that. Like when people in his community have confronted me about this, like on Reddit or in the Discord, I've always told them, I was like, dude, I'm really fucking bad if I'm a grifter. Like if I'm just looking to clout shark off of Destiny's huge audience, if that's my motive, I'm really bad at it. Because I don't post when I'm going live with him. I don't do a co-stream. I don't use clips from our conversation in any way. I don't monetize it. I don't post about Destiny 24/7 on any of my socials, right? The only time I talk to him is on this, or talk about him is on this, because his fans and people that are interested come in and ask me questions all the time about it. That's it. And I don't monetize this. So how am I clout sharking? It's crazy.
And like, I don't think he'd hold it against you if you did do clips
No,
or
most
anything.
people do. Anybody that's talking to Destiny is streaming. It is odd that I don't. It makes me an outlier in his community. That's why I'm going to keep doing it. Because it's not about that first and foremost. Look, dude, if I look cool or whatever at Destiny's stream, people are going to find me.
Yeah.
And that's a cool side effect. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it out of a genuine interest in the dude's mind and the way it works, his politics, his journey, his personal history, his gaming takes and his media takes, all of that wrapped into a bundle. I think he's a really interesting person, and talking to him is very interesting for me. That's why I do it, right? Everything else that you would say as a content creator would be your main concern walking into a giant streamer like Destiny's Lion's Den is a fucking tiny concern to me. I'm not worried about getting canceled. I'm not worried about looking like a buffoon in front of a big audience. I'm not worried about him getting one up on me or getting one up on him. Like, people don't believe that that exists, but I am that type of person, and I think this proves it. How many hours do I sit out here just talking to you guys for free? You think I do that for my health? It's not good for my health. I sit here and chain smoke the whole time I talk to you guys. I don't do that any other point in my life. I don't chain smoke. So it's bad for me, but I do it. Right? But I'm grifting. Like, I would be monetization maxing this Destiny interaction if I was a grifter. Wouldn't I? And I know how to do that. I've been doing this 10 years. I'm not the greatest at it, but I know how to, hey, check out this clip from my talk with Destiny and then check out the whole stream here, right? And it's my link, my stream. Destiny flubs on this, got him, and it's a YouTube short on my channel or something, right? I'd be like, going live, gonna try and get into Destiny's room. Wish me luck on all my socials. Then I'd go live. Then I'd go into Destiny's room. I just watch his stream, and when I think something's interesting or there's a moment where I feel like he and I could talk about something, I go in. That's how I assume he wants me to use it. So I don't want to abuse the privilege of it, right? It's a big stream. But that's where my consideration ends. I'm not going like, what if Destiny beats me? I'm not looking at it as a battle. It's not a battle for me. As a longtime fan of both, I really enjoy y'all having a convo. Me too. I like talking to the guy. I'll tell you, what was that?
I have good news for you when you wrap up.
About what?
the place you're looking at those pins?
Just throw in our app. Our
I need your help too to do it.
We have the standard Zillow app set
No,
up.
they don't take that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll get it done
Yes,
then.
I'm just saying, like when you're done.
Yeah, we'll get it done because I want to sit on that.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit on that. And maybe I'll try and call the guy too
Yeah.
again today after we put the app
Yeah.
in just to let him know. You're doing great, Paul. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you. I don't think Destiny thinks you're doing it for clout or he wouldn't have gave you perms. Well, I hope not. Like, if I have any agenda talking to Destiny, it is that I hope we get to a point where he's less defensive when I come in, like I'm there to get points on him or whatever, because I really ain't looking for that. I'm not clout sharking in that way either. I don't want to have like a I destroyed Destiny moment or whatever the fuck, right? I'm not looking for that. I probably wouldn't capitalize on it if it did happen. And I'm hoping that, like, you know, he may not like me personally. He may feel like we don't mix well, although I think we converse pretty well. I'm hoping that he'll like get less defensive around me so that we can actually talk sometimes without having to go through the... It's like I feel like he has to walk me through his positions, and like yesterday I was really familiar with his positions. I watched his whole stream the day before. Like, I've really tried to be more aware of Destiny's content now that I'm going to be going and talking to the guy, right? Like, he gave me perms in there. It's a smart thing to do to like know what he's saying. I'm not watching him all the time, but I try and catch it when he's doing a big stream, right? Like, I watched him on that Boogie podcast, or the one, Anything Else, I think it was, with XQC. I watched that whole thing because I thought the Boogie part was compelling, you know, as I was gaming and shit. So once again, kind of like passively listening. And then the stream that he did the other day where he was in that big, yesterday or day before, where he was in that big Twitter space and he just went nuclear on those people. That was fucking primetime entertainment from my perspective. I love that kind of shit. So I thought he did really well there. And I wanted to talk to him about that, you know, and so that's why I went in yesterday. His computer died. He ended up talking to not Elon Musk, who's actually Elon Musk, I guess. And that's that, you know, that's where we stand. What fascinates you about Destiny? Well, okay, so from my perspective, right, I'm a people person, I guess. It's kind of fucking lame to say that, but I really like talking to people one-on-one. It's a naturally soul-soothing thing for me or whatever. I love it. Like, I love people. I have an empathy for people. And as much as I'll shit talk a person or get mad at a person or yell at a person, I do it out of a sense of love, right? It's just misplaced and shitty and kind of toxic love, I think, sometimes. But, you know, like, that is like, I just a genuine love for humanity and for individual people. I love talking to people who don't believe what I believe. That's instantly interesting to me. I love talking to people who don't think the way I think. That's instantly interesting to me. I love talking to people when I get the chance to, because it's a really interesting side effect of my job that I work in a space where sometimes I get to talk to people like really kind of famous people like Kyle Kalinske, right? That's really cool to me. Destiny is all of that. To me. Yeah, he was way more friendly to me last stream. Yeah. But his defenses were up. You remember how it started, right? When I went on, he was like, dude, I got very low charitability today, or whatever it was. Very low patience or temper. And I thought he said time. And so I was like, oh, no, that's cool, dude. I'll come back. He's like, no, I said temper. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, if you lose your temper at me, it won't be the worst day of my life. So it's cool. That happens a lot. You know, I try to explain to him that, like, him yelling at me is not something I, you know, necessarily fear or I'm adverse to. If he feels like he wants to yell at me, that's cool. And if I feel like I want to yell back, like, I'll do that, anything. Well, that's the thing, is I hope to engage Destiny's funny side at some point, because I do think, like, that is the thing that drew me to Destiny back in the Justin TV, you know, Zerg Root Gaming days. He was funny as fuck, bro. He had this edgy sense of humor that had a political twang to it that was just fucking, like, so welcome to me at that time. And I want to engage that side of Destiny, but I think he hides that side of him behind defenses when he's talking to people who may or may not be clout sharking him, may or may not be trying to get a soundbite off of him, you know, looking to fucking... Because, like, look, dude, I haven't watched a lot of Destiny, but I'll tell you guys this. Homeboy has had people that he's been really nice to fucking backstab him, right? And so I don't blame him for being defensive of anybody, including me coming in out of nowhere, right, and having a conversation with him. Like, if I were in his position, I probably would never trust a person online ever again, bro. So the fact that he still has friends like that and keeps good relationships like that is kind of like a testament to the fact that maybe Destiny loves people in the same way I do. Maybe not in the same way I do. Maybe we're fascinated in some of the same ways by people and what they think. And maybe that's something that I am exploring with these conversations, right? No, he's got great wit. I love that Tide Pod moment. That like setup where it's like, you know, I think of it, it's like Oreos. You know how people eat Oreos different? Like some people just pop it in their mouth. Some people want to dunk it. Some people want to open it up and lick the icing, you know? They have their particular way of eating Oreos. So I'm wondering about you. How do you eat a Tide Pod? Do you suck out the blue part first, the green part first? You pop the whole thing in your mouth? That was fucking brilliant, right? That's a flip. That's what they call in stand-up comedy a flip. It's like a really good pop. It's like got good comedic instinct, right? And that's the side of Destiny that I want to interact with him on. Not all the time. Everything can't be fun, haha, right? But I'm hoping that I get to be more like I am, which is less serious and more fucking like pee-pee poo-poo humor, you know? Dick humor and edgy humor and fart jokes and stuff. And just like making fun of things together I think it would be fun to do that with him. But, you know, there's a possibility we don't progress to that point. It's a possibility he keeps me at, like, you know, kind of arm's length. I'm not looking to make friends with dude. Like that, if that ever comes up, that's going to be a whole fucking conversation because I don't believe in online friends, okay? Like, I don't think friendships exist online. Maybe in some extreme cases where it's like, you've known each other for fucking 20 years, you've been talking, okay, maybe you can make an argument. But like this idea that content creators are friends with each other, I think it's toxic, bro. Because I think it just sets up an arc of drama. I think a lot of people don't value their online friendships as much as they value their personal friendships. And so I don't extend the hand of like my personal friendship to just anybody. And I don't do it online. So I have a very like, I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking to be Destiny's like best bud, be in his personal life and shit. That's not my goal here, right? My goal here is to pick his brain and hopefully have some interesting conversations for me. And if they're interesting to his audience, he'll let me keep having him. And if they're not, he'll probably just like remove my perms and ignore me. And that's cool. I don't really care. If it works out that way, I had fun, right? If it doesn't work out that way, I'm having fun. So cool, right? Social media isn't a place to make friends. You don't. Yeah. And live in front of a giant audience is not a place you make friends. It's a weird situation, man. If you've never done it, it feels weird. It never feels normal, even if you get real comfortable with it and good at it. It's not a normal human interaction. There's like eyes on you. People are listening to every syllable that you say. Every expression of your face is like important. Especially if you're like trying to be a mainstream guy. I think that's one of the different things about me and Destiny. And I'm not even saying good, bad, right, or wrong. He makes millions of dollars, right? I'm not criticizing. He does what he does and he does it well. But I think his image, like what he puts out, right, is different from what I put out. I don't care if people think I'm stupid. I don't care if people think I'm a buffoon. I care that people are talking about me, thinking about me, hating me, loving me, listening to me, thinking about the things I say. That's what I care about as a content creator. I don't care about people looking at me like I'm some kind of like wise, sagacious, old fucking veteran on something. I really don't care. To a certain extent. Like, I represent myself. I don't like being misrepresented. That triggers me. But like, as far as like people, like their perceptions of how I look, how I talk, how I dress, what my knowledge is, whatever. There are a lot of people that if they got stumped in that way when Destiny was like, tell me about Kant's categorical imperative. And I was like, Kant. And then he was on to the next one. Tell me about, transcendental ethics. Tell me about metaphysical ethics. Tell me about... And I'm just like fucking like going through terms from Psych 101 or from Philosophy 101 when I was 22. And I'm coming up fucking zeros. A lot of people would have gotten salty in that moment, run away maybe, blocked Destiny, started shit talking him. Like, I'm not saying that like everybody would have done that, or I'm some kind of saint for not doing that, but that was just fucking like a Sunday to me. Yeah, after some time and seeing the evidence, I've come to your way of thinking, your way of thinking on Ukraine, despite how much of a detractor I was. Well, that's cool. Bro looks chill. I try to be chill. Yeah, I try and be chill. I'm pretty stoned, too, if that matters to you. What do you think about Alex Jones having to pay $1.5 billion? I don't know that Alex Jones has $1.5 billion, but hey, dude, you fuck with the bull, you get the horns sometimes in life, you know? That is pretty crazy for him to have gone as a kind of like adjacent news figure, to go live and to put it out there that people were crisis actors and these families were making it up and lying about their children dying and shit was fucking crazy. And it did probably cause some of his unhinged fans and people adjacent to his fans fucking pareidolia big time. Okay, guys, do you see a human face here? This is fucking crazy. You know what pareidolia is? It's seeing human faces where there are none. Okay? Do you see a human face on this log? I want to see if I can find it in the camera. Let me get closer so I'm not like on max zoom and giving everybody the fucking seasickness, right? Let me just fucking zoom out, for fuck's sake. Okay, hold up. Here. Do you... I don't want to step in dog shit. Okay. Oh, wait. It doesn't work. It's a shadow thing. Do you see a human face here? Right there. Do you see a human face? Right below that knot, right? So that knot at the top, right there. Eye sockets, nose, cheekbones, mouth. Right? Kind of like a smirk. Ear even, beard maybe. Holy fuck, dude, it's like there's a wizard on my tree. Do you see this shit? Eye socket, nose, mouth, cheekbones, wizard's beard, robe. Oh my fucking God. No? All right, fair enough. I was just asking. Shit's fucking wild, bro. Sorry, didn't mean to fucking extreme close up you. You're a wizard tree. I saw like eyes. I see the whole fucking thing now. That's crazy. Great hair, great beard. Your eyebrows are lacking a little though. Yeah, sorry, man. This is weird too. Here, I'll show you. Okay, so my facial hair and my head hair, right? Kind of like auburn, whatever colored you'd call this. Darker, right? Not light, right? My body hair, you would assume I'd have body hair this color. My body hair is this color. My eyebrows and eyelashes are all blonde as fuck, like I was when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I was what was called a towhead by my family. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of like a little kid with super blonde hair, super blue eyes, very fair skinned. That was me, right? As time went on, I lost that super blondness. Now I've got it in streaks of gray and blonde in my hair. My hair is more the color of my mom's hair now than anything. My mom's a redhead, so I don't think I look like a redhead, but maybe a little bit, right? I definitely look like Nordic. But so like, look, my leg, I'll show you my leg, right? My leg hair should give it away. Here's my leg, right? Sorry for the fucking like hives and shit, but you can see like the hair on my leg is incredibly light. Like it almost looks like I shaved my legs from a distance. You know what I mean? Like, And that's how my body hair is, you know, like my fucking chest hair. I'll pull my shirt down and show you. Like, look. Chest hair, you know, you can see it. It's dark, but it's like very light. My arm hair, right? It looks like I shaved my arms kind of. It's all blonde. So it's weird, right? But yeah, that's what it is. Like, I guess I could probably like get makeup and like put some mascara the same color as my hair and do it really well into the eyebrows to make me look more like severe. Or maybe a little less weird because I don't have eyebrows. Yeah, I'm still planning on voting on for Jill Stein, yeah. I got hairy legs. Yeah, dude, my legs are, I have eczema and nervous hives, and in the summer I get breakouts. My leg was very like, there's a lot of scars too on my legs because I've had like, it's a part of my anxiety disorder. I'll break out in hives on my arms, hands, legs. Sometimes it's triggered by anxiety, right? So I've got a lot of like scars on me. That's one of the reasons why I want to get tatted up on my hands and arms, because I don't know if you guys can see it in the light, but like the back of this hand is very scarred up. There's like a glistening kind of puckered burn. I got a 2nd-degree burn, or a third degree burn, or a 4th, whatever it was. I blistered and fucking peeled and was fucked all over the back of this hand when I was working at Starbucks. And there's a lot of like nicks and cuts and like places where I've had eczema, like breakouts, and I just don't like looking at that when I look down at myself. It's not like I'm self-conscious about it. I don't think it looks much different than most people's fucking hands. You can see this one's scarred up too. Right, my hand has just like, you know, just the evidence of like a lot of stuff that was hard for me on my hands. Not something that I like want to cover up because I'm ashamed of it, but like I worked hard. I used to cut my hands up a lot, burn my hands a lot. I worked hard for almost 20 years doing normal blue-collar shit, lifting things, cutting my hands on things, crawling up in fucking vents to run Cat 5 cables, crawling up under old dusty desks, cutting my hand wide open. This is just like sores, cuts. No, it's cool. I understand. It is weird, though, that my eyebrows never, like, changed to this more auburn color with the rest of my hair. My leg hair, my chest hair, my arm hair, my pubes. None of that caught up with this in terms of color. Yeah, from what I understand, it's not super heavy scarring, and an artist can do a lot with that, right? If it was like super puckered scarring, but I took good care of it. There was a burn kit at Starbucks. So what happened was I was steaming milk. I had like 2 bars going, and I was single manning 2 bars, which is something I could do. It's not something a lot of people could do. And I was doing okay, but I lost track of my milk. It was before they had the temperature probe that would automatically stop milk at a certain temperature. I noticed the milk was about to boil over. I tried to grab it and pull it off the steam, right? I hit the fucking steam thing like that, turned it off and tried to pull it off. Right as I grabbed the metal pitcher, it boiled over onto my hand. And I fucking immediately went, okay. I walked away from the bar, went straight to the back, got the burn kit, put the fucking fake skin on my hand, wrapped it all, right? Wrapped it all in gauze and went right back on and double barred the rest of the day. And when I got home, I had a giant blister on the back of my hand. I ended up reporting it because I was like, I can't work with a fucking, like, it was horrible. It was a horrible burn, but it healed good because I did the right thing immediately. So it healed up fine, but it's there. I can see it. It's very apparent to me where parts of it didn't heal up fine. There are just a lot of things on me that I would like to cover, and because I would like to looking down at my hands. I have to see them a lot. I interact with the world with these hands, and I would like to see things that I like and not reminders of getting injured and working hard and busting my ass for, not enough money. Like, that's not it's not like a shameful memory or even necessarily an all bad memory, but it's not something I want to be reminded of every time my hand goes out in public and I see it. Well, not in public, you know what I mean? Like, every time I use my hand and I'm watching what I'm doing, I'm seeing these things, and I'd rather see something else. Yeah. I still have, have you guys seen that movie, The Menu? with Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy, right? In that movie, he gives a talk, right? And he's like, chef's hands, asbestos hands. And he holds his hand over a candle for way longer than a normal person would do, and it doesn't hurt him that bad. Pulls it away. You know, asbestos. So when you work around hot liquids a lot, you're gonna get hot stuff on you. You're gonna have to touch hot stuff all day, and you develop like a resistance, not a resistance, a tolerance. You know what this threshold is for a burn. That's what it is. You know the difference between, oop, I just took a burn, and this is too hot for me to hold for long, but I can touch it, right? Paul, unfortunately, we live in an undeveloped age. Imagine in the 22nd century, there would be labs you could grow human skin and repair. Yeah, I mean, the thing I put on it was really top-notch, like burn unit shit. Starbucks didn't fuck around with that. Like, they knew people were going to take burns, especially back in the day. Like I said, if you go to Starbucks now, what happened to me will never happen, because they have automatic steam wands that do the bobbing for them, so you're not even touching it while you're steaming the milk, right? And there's a temperature probe in the milk that stops it at the appropriate temperature. So it's a hands-off process now to steam milk at Starbucks, and that's a good thing for the safety of the people that work there, because I took a lot of burns working there, a lot. And I was very careful. I was one of the, you know, not to toot my horn, but I was one of the best guys on the bar in my area, easily. I had the most hours under my belt doing it. I was efficient. I could double bar. It's called double barring. There were like 3 people that I worked with over the course of the years that I knew that I could rely on to double bar in a weird situation. So I usually did it. And that's a crazy thing. If you work at Starbucks, especially back in the day with the analog machines, you understand what double barring means. You're talking about doing 2 people's job at once and keeping the line moving, making drinks to a standard. Nobody's bringing it back. Nobody's complaining. Line is moving. It's fucking high energy, high impact shit, but you get through your rush with somebody that's a fucking wizard on the double bar. And I was a wizard on the double bar, bro. I could double up on 2 fucking full-size espresso machines, 2 pitchers of milk going at once, 2 fridges. What was the drama with Vaush? Vaush has... Anyway, I don't know. Go back and watch the beginning of this. I don't want to fucking recap it for you, bro. Vaush made a video, to give you the fucking TLDR, because it really doesn't matter. Vaush made a video showing profound lack of fucking class consciousness. He basically calls Sean McDonald, the president of the Teamsters, a traitor for giving a fucking super economic populist, blue-collar, pro-labor speech at the RNC. He's a traitor for speaking to Republicans. It's fucking retarded. It completely lacks class consciousness. Utterly, complete and utter lack of class consciousness. And these are people that talk about Marx. Like, I heard Vaush, the gall on him, by the way, invoke Marx the other day. After chasing people away from the DSA, he's trying to quote Marx at us. Well, that's not good Marxism. That's not good Marxist theory. It's like, what the fuck do you know? You just called fucking Sean McDonald a traitor for reaching across a fucking partisan political divide and talking to Republicans about blue-collar work ethic and blue-collar fucking labor concerns. You crazy? Only in the world where you are partisan-brained is that a bad thing. This dude is married at the hip to the DNC. I'm not saying he's on the payroll, but he's married at the hip to the narrative that the DNC is going to save us from all this. He hasn't learned yet. He's going to have to take this L. He's going to have to hold this L. He's going to have to watch this fucking Trump presidency happen right in his face. And he's going to have to deal with the consequences of it. And we'll see how he copes. Will he learn, or will he ride with the next Biden? Stay tuned. Sean O'Brien. Sorry, I keep calling him Sean McDonald. I'm fucking retarded. I get fucked up because Sean Fain is the UAW. It's 2 Seans. It's too much. Sean O'Brien. My bad. I keep calling him the wrong name. Any tips about pulling espresso shots? I got a nice machine. Okay. This is really boring for most people, but I'll tell you the fucking basics, right? So if you've got a manual pull machine, which I assume you do, you put your pod in, by the way, don't use pods. Get a proper espresso grinder, do a fine grind on a good dark roast. Don't just throw fucking shitty coffee beans in. You're fucking yourself out of it, right? None of this applies if you're using a shitty bean. Get yourself a good, oily Arabica bean. You do not want a Robusta bean. Okay, you should be able to tell, like, anybody knows anything about coffee should be able to tell you if you're buying an Arabica blend or a Robusta blend. Robusta is super easy to grow and the flavor is shit. Arabica is super hard to grow, only grows at elevation and on the slopes of mountains and shit, and it's rich, dense, beautiful espresso, okay? So that's what you need to be using. You need to be using an Arabica coffee. Okay? You got a grinder, you got good beans. Check. Okay. Here's what you do. You make sure your grind is fine. Do you have a tamper? What are you tamping with? So that's key here, right? So you need to get a timer. Use a watch. Get one of those little kitchen timers, right? You are going to tamp down your espresso when you put it in there. Boop, 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 right? Not hard. Don't go hard on it. That's not what you're not trying to make a puck. You want to make a flat surface so that the water distributes evenly when it's applied by the espresso machine. So you want to apply a little bit of pressure, but just to make the coffee uniform across the top, okay? Okay, the tamper built into the machine is not great because that means you've got an automatic pull. So you're not going to be able to ensure you get a better shot, right? Other than the grind. If you had a manual pull or even an automatic shutoff pull, you could time your shots, right? So the perfect time for a shot is 16 to 23 seconds, right? So you want water to be coursing through the shot slowly, hot water, and you want it to be coming out into a shot glass, right? Whatever your receptacle is for the shot, for between 16 and 23 seconds. That's the Goldilocks zone. You pull a shot that's 13 seconds, it's going to taste like water. You pull a shot that's 25, 26 seconds, it's going to taste burnt and acidic, not pleasant, right? So here's how you know you pulled a good shot of espresso. You need a clear shot glass to see this, all right? And I'm almost done for the people that are bored fucking to tears from this, but I just know way too much about coffee. Okay, here we go. There are 3 components to a shot of espresso. Espresso, okay? Heart, body, crema. The heart should be a dome of dark, rich coffee. The body should be a light tan colored coffee. And the crema should be a light foamy, a lighter still tan foamy kind of coffee at the very top. Now, a shot, you can actually do this at home. If you leave a shot sitting there for 10 seconds before you incorporate it with milk or start serving it, the shot will die. You will watch the heart grow and you will watch the body and the crema disappear. Once that's happened and you've got a big black shot, that's a dead shot, that's acidic, it can't be incorporated properly with milk, you throw it out. Right? That's what you need to know about pulling a shot of espresso. If you look at a shot of espresso that comes out of your machine and it's black already, or it's all tan, you're pulling too weak or too strong. You need to tamp lighter. You need to grind coarser. You have to adjust your grind and your tamping, right? So heart, try and remember that. Heart, body, crema, in that order from the bottom of the shot to the top. Dark, rich core at the bottom. Tan, rich heart in the center. And very thin but very pronounced lighter tan crema at the top. If you're not looking like that, you're pulling a shit fucking shot, bro. If I drink it straight, do I need to stir? No. If you drink it straight, I would recommend you get some little small cups and pull your shot directly into it. So you're pulling a double shot, pull it directly into a little cup, and take that cup and go and sit down somewhere and sip your coffee, okay? It's gonna taste way better, bro. You don't need to stir anything, nothing. Unless you're adding something, right? Are you adding any cream? Are you adding any sugar or sweetener? Look, Robusta is fine, but not for espresso. Like, I'm drinking Robusta coffee right now, probably. Like, Folgers. I'm not a big coffee snob. I'm just saying if I had an espresso machine, I would not be throwing fucking Robusta beans in it. Yep. So pull right into that, pull it out, and enjoy. But you need to test it. Get a shot glass that you can see and look for heart body crema. If you're not getting that shot consistently out of your machine, you're drinking burnt or weak espresso. And you're robbing yourself of the caffeine content because at weaker levels, of course, not as much hot water went through the fucking thing for not long enough, so not enough of the caffeine was extracted. And at higher levels, caffeine actually dies at a higher temperature. The caffeine level of a burnt, over-pulled shot is actually lower than a perfectly pulled shot. So you need to run a few test shots through your machine and see what it's pulling. It wastes coffee, but you can drink them if they're good, right? See if you're getting heart body crema, and if you're not, you're pulling a busted shot, bro. I'm an espresso machine for the rich. It's like asking where to get oil change for my Ferrari. No, not anymore. Maybe back in the day. But nah, dude, there's hella like affordable espresso machines now. Like if you've got like $100 coffee pot, you could afford an espresso machine that's $100, right? Like not everybody's got $100 coffee pot, but I'm just saying, like it's not like prohibitive like it used to be to own an espresso machine. Like I remember we used to sell a machine that was through Starbucks, but it wasn't. Starbucks didn't make it, but they had a branding deal with this company called Verismo, and they used to sell these machines for $750, and this was back in the 2010s. I remember trying to upsell fucking customers that were serious about making coffee at home on that Verismo machine, and I sold a few, but fuck, man, that was a hard sell to anybody with money problems. That was a non-starter with people with money problems, bro. $750 in 2010 for an espresso machine on the shelf at a Starbucks, bro. I'm gonna do my stretches real quick. Takes me 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. But if you do, thanks for watching. nice. Cool. Very nice. Let me flip my shit around for a minute. Oh shit, sorry. Gotta fix my shade. Can't be cooking. Hey, baby. Ugh, it's starting to get a little fucking warm out here, I think.
You think you're gonna call it?
Maybe not like right now, this minute, but yeah, soon. And that's good. We can go fill out that thing.
I got mine done. We need to each do one. So.
Oh, I see. Got it. It's one of those. Well, you have copies of the well, anyway, I'll talk to you about it. It doesn't matter. Thank you, Chair. Yeah, Chair always holding it down for the homies while Paul's doing his zazen and his yoga. Really kind of a blend of the two. I've really, like lately, especially now that I've got my routine down, like the things I like to do, trying to focus on my breath as I'm doing it and not on how good it feels to stretch out certain parts of my spine and my knees and my legs and my calves. Because like I've been kind of like reveling in how good things feel. And but I'm also trying to extend zazen into the practice of yoga, right? And so I'm trying to just focus my breathing and react less, right? To just allow it to be one fluid motion and to focus on the outer world coming into the inner world and the inner world being expelled into the outer world, which is my favorite zazen breathing description, right? Are you related to Queso? I don't know, man. We need to take a genetic test, me and him. Because we figured it out. I am old enough pretty well to be his dad. Like if I would have met his mom, and I'm not saying I did, but let's say in a hypothetical world that I met his mother when I was 18 and had a one-night stand, right, with Mrs. Fanny Queso. He could be my son, okay? He was born the same year my wife was born, okay? Which is kind of fucked up because we're talking about him being my son. Dude, did I tell you guys? Did I tell them about this?
I think you did.
Fuck. I hated that. I'm sorry you had to fucking go through that. That's so fucking stupid. But I guess they didn't know. I was like talking to our neighbors one time and they called her my daughter. I was like, oh, that's my wife. I was like, that's my wife. Like, I get it. I understand. Like you can't like simultaneously say that the age difference doesn't matter for you personally and then dodge it when the perceptions of other people go one way. Because I am old enough, like technically, if I had met your mother in high school the same way if I'd met Queso's mother in high school. The problem is that coming out of high school, I wasn't exactly what I would refer to as like a coxman. You know, I didn't like...
You weren't a one-night stand king.
Well, I never have been. I've never had a one-night stand in my life, so... And I really don't desire one. I don't know, I was... Well, anyway, I don't want to go into our past, but then, like, I was willing to make exceptions a couple of times in my life, and it didn't happen, but, like, you know, like, I've never really, like, sought that out, and my intentions going into that wasn't for it to just be, like, a fling, and then I stopped talking to a person. You know, that has never been on my mind. That's just not how I roll. I can't imagine having that happen to me. Like, somebody fucks me, right? And I think, I'm not, like, stupid, and I don't think that sex equal love. But if I'm like, damn, you know, we had sex, that means maybe we've got something going on, maybe we're gonna date, go around, or whatever, like we used to say back in the 90s. And then that person just, like, ghosts you. That feels bad, right? Feels bad, man. And I couldn't do that to another person, and I would definitely not want that to happen to me either. The exact opposite happened to me. Someone once thought my father was my partner. Oh. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think our parents are could be perceived as young enough to be our partners.
Your dad, maybe. Your dad.
He's bald as a cue ball.
Well, I mean, I should be.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I'm not is just a gift of genetics, okay? I should be, by all rights, balder than shit. Because I'm way old enough to be. And your dad cuts a pretty young jib for how old he is.
Yeah.
He's not super old, number one. Like, in comparison to my parents, my dad's turned 70 in January.
I know, but he's like 55 or something.
Yeah. But he cuts a way, because he's tatted up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's fit. He dresses like, not like, hello, fellow kids, but like a fashionable man would dress, right? He keeps himself fit. The way he conducts himself is kind of like, I'm not trying to be weird, sexy. You know what I mean? Like, he cuts a sexy jib. I'm not attracted to the dude, but he cuts a sexy jib. He's got the tats. He's always wearing, like, whatever his fit is, it's always good, right? I've never seen him, like, look slovenly or sloppy. Have you?
No. I mean, there was a period of his life where he just wore nothing but solid black, head to toe.
I respect it. How could you not? Wait, how old is your wife? My wife is 25. 26, sorry. My wife is 26 years old. Wait a minute. I thought you were turning 26.
I did this year.
This year.
Way earlier this
in
year.
January. My wife is 26. She was born the year I graduated high school in 1998. There you go. Yikes. Okay, like, I'm not trying to be defensive. You can think what you want. Like, you don't have to be in the relationship. But, like, what's the yikes about it?
I was in my 20s when we got together.
Yep.
You didn't scoop me out of high school.
No, you scooped me.
Yeah.
I didn't approach you like some fucking creepy old man, like, what's up there, young lady? You know, we fucking started talking on social media, and we ended up, like, developing feelings. We got together to see if it was real. It was. We got married. How many years? Like, a couple years later? Year and a half later? Something like that. We've been married since. Got our... Fuck, is it going to be our fourth anniversary coming up?
Yeah.
Fourth. So we're coming up on the, what is it, the paper anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever looked at that?
Yeah.
Every 5 and 10 years is the quote-unquote whatever anniversary. So it's like paper, then it's like flowers, then it's like bronze, then it's, you know, it goes up to like gold.
Yeah.
Right? And you're supposed to give people that for their, like, something of that for that anniversary as a way to celebrate that they were together for that long, right? So we're coming up on our paper one, because that's the low one. That's 5. That's your paper anniversary. So everybody should get us paper goods. Books. Let's put it out there. Social media it up, baby.
Well, it's a whole year away.
But we're going to drop it anyway now, because I want people to start getting good paper goods. I want my paper goods. I've never once, I was married one time, I never cashed in one time.
Yeah.
I never got my paper goods, and I would have gotten whatever the next tier is. No, I wouldn't have. I wasn't married for 10 years, so I would have got my fucking paper goods, though.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm getting my paper goods. Look me in the fucking eye and tell me this is a man that's not getting a paper goods for his fucking 5-year coming up next year. What in my eyes makes you think that I would drop the strap on my paper goods? I'm not going to pick up the bag. Ask yourself a question. Do I look like a dude that sees the bag and doesn't pick it up? Because if you say yes, homie, you don't know me. What about paper money or an enchanted scroll? Works and works. I'd take both. I'm talking paper goods. Money is paper. If somebody wants to give money, give it. Give me money. Somebody wants to write me a beautiful letter or draw me a beautiful picture, I want it. Somebody wants to buy me a beautiful book, that's a paper good, I want it, right? Somebody wants to buy me a beautiful framed constitution with a bald eagle on it to put up on my wall, I'll take it. That's a paper good. Somebody wants me buy me a badass movie poster or replace my Hellraiser poster, that's a paper good. My poor Hellraiser poster, like, Pinhead learned that it's not him that presides over the master of torture. It is Cricket. Cricket did not like him saying, like, oh, I have such sweet suffering. Cricket showed him some sweet suffering. He'd tow his ass up.
Paper's actually supposed to be the first wedding anniversary.
Oh, so we got fucked already.
Yeah.
What's our fifth?
Let's see. What is...
I didn't think you got shit for your first. I want to know what I'm due, because fuck this paper. Well, now I want my paper. I want people to go back in time and give me my paper shit, too. If they're going to come with an offering, they better come with my paper goods, too, because I never got... Wood? Dope. Oh, my God. Walking stick. Yeah. You gotta drop the hint with your stepdad. I need a wizardly walking stick. I need it. As cool as he wants to make it, I don't want him to kill himself making it or nothing, but I want him to find me and make me a big man's walking stick. Yeah. We have to drop it. I need it, baby. A shillelagh also. You remember I was looking at shillelaghs for a while? Yeah. I might want a shillelagh. You know what I mean? That's awesome. Wood.
So, the ones we've missed are paper, cotton, and leather.
Cotton and leather? Yeah. How did we miss this? I thought it was every 5 years. That's how I don't remember any of the cotton or leather shit. So maybe they added that now. Because you didn't get one for every year. You got one for every 5 years. Back when I was a kid, that's how I learned it.
I guess people aren't married as long anymore, so they wanted to shrink it down.
They wanted to give the short timers a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's sad. Is canvas a paper? No. Canvas is like... can be used as a paper. Well, maybe, I don't know. We'd have to talk about that. It's like papyrus is like a canvas, right? And that was paper for a long time. A long time they used mummy wrap for linen for paper.
So it's supposed to be now once a year, every year until 15, and then you go 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Okay, got it. Maybe that's my misunderstanding. I went to somebody's silver anniversary.
Yeah, silver is supposed to be 25th.
Okay. That must have been my... Who would that have been? We were in Pismo. Oh, my Aunt Barbara and Uncle Floyd. Not my real aunt and uncle, but my longtime mom's best friend, Aunt Barbara, and her husband. It was their 25th. And we went to the Kon-Tiki Inn in Pismo, which used to be so cool. It was one of those themed places. Have you ever been to a rainforest cafe?
No.
So it's like one of those things where inside of there it's made to feel like something. It's like a theme restaurant. Yeah. So like it's like the restaurant that's next to the start of Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't think you've ever been on that either. We got to go to Disneyland.
You think?
Have you ever been?
I've been to Disney World and I've been to Universal.
But we need to go on a good day. We need to go on a like off-peak time because it's fucking, and there might not even be a time where it's not kind of crazy. Yeah. But we need to find out what's off-peak because I want to take you to Disney. You should go. Disneyland is way better than Disney World. Way better. It is. Legit. You won't fucking believe me till you're there. It's legit better. But anyway, we're off the topic. Kon-Tiki Inn was set up like an islander kind of, it was probably kind of racist, but it had like tiki torches, tiki masks. It was made like a jungle in there, you know, and they piped in like jungle sounds with the music, and they played like old 50s music with an island theme, you know, like the wow, 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 wow. And they had all this, you know, and we had I remember we had their 25th, their silver anniversary there. That was cool. But that's where I learned that, because they were like, somebody got them like a jewelry to wear, and it was expensive silver stuff. And they were like, oh my God, we can't take this. And they're like, it's your silver anniversary. And I remember asking my dad, like, what does that mean? Every 5 years they give you something. It's like gold, bronze, paper, gold, whatever. And then I went and looked into it because we had a Encyclopedia Britannica set at home. And I found some little thing about it in there. And because there's no internet, right?
Yeah.
But so that's Britannica was actually really good, comprehensive way to look up normal shit. But you had to have the whole thing. It took up a whole shelf in my house, like a big long shelf, because it was like 30 volumes for a full set of Britannica. But it meant that you had the internet basically for basic shit.
But I don't know. I feel like maybe just people have changed it over time.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like when the paper anniversary is. Like it probably maybe was back in the day. The 5th was the paper.
Or maybe it's just different on by other people's estimation. Culturally, it probably is, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it makes sense because they've been together forever. They're still together, so their 25th is way behind them. My parents almost had 20 when they broke up. Well, not 20. Well, they waited until 7 years to have me. So they were married 7 years already by the time they had their first child. And then they divorced when I was 10.
So that'd be 17. So
yeah.
They got up to the 15th.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be Crystal.
Yeah. Crystal. Damn. Yeah. My parents almost made 20. That's pretty fucking crazy when you think about it, That's a long marriage to die. But it did. Withered right away. It's like as a kid, I processed it through therapy and shit, but as a kid, your parents getting divorced feels like the end of the world, man, because all your stability goes out the window. Mom's saying crazy shit. You overhear wild fights between your parents. I remember that being really scary for my little sister. I had to put on a brave face because while all that was going on, I had a baby sister. She was 2 years younger than me. She was little. So I was 10. She was like 8, 7. And they were fighting for a couple of years before the divorce. So it was just screaming from the time she was like 6 up. And she would just, she would come into my room. She basically shared my room with me because she was afraid of their yelling. And I had to process it as this is what people do. Like I was old enough at that point, 9, 7, 8, 9, right? Old enough at that point when that shit started to go our parents love each other and this is part of that, right? And it's scary, but tomorrow everything will be okay. It's wrong, but that's a child's view of it. So, anyway.
I didn't have the same level, I guess, because I was like 6 when they divorced.
Yeah. Do you have any memories of them fighting?
I remember them fighting. They'd do it behind a closed door.
But you could still hear it.
Yeah.
Maybe not hear every word, but you could hear the tone of it.
Yeah.
That's how it was for us too. They would always go it wasn't like they were screaming at each other in front of us, but it did happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes one of them would blow up at the other one, and then the other one would use that as a point. The kids are right here. Shut your fucking mouth. And that doesn't help. I'm glad my childhood is over. School was a terrible experience. I'm sorry for that. School was actually fucking chill as fuck for me. Did I have a bad time sometimes in school? Yes. Was I bullied? Yes. Was I ostracized sometimes? Yes. Was I treated like a nerd or an outcast sometimes? Yes. Did I have a bad time in school? Nope. I liked it. Call me a fucking nerd, dude. Call me a schoolboy. I enjoyed elementary school. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I didn't. I enjoyed middle school and I enjoyed high school. But when I talk about my high school experience, a lot of people think I definitely wasn't like a nerd in high school. I was a fat kid, but I was a fat kid with Riz. I got invited to shit. I was known. People liked me. So I didn't have I wasn't the most popular dude in school, but I probably would have told you I had like 25 friends back then, like close friends, people I knew, had their phone number, they had mine, chilled with them all the time, partied with them all the time, did dirt with them. Like those, I had a big circle and then a smaller like inner circle, but there were multiples of those. Like I maintained a friend group that was more like dudes I grew up with in elementary school that kind of went more the nerdy route, but I still loved them, and you know, obviously, so we hung out. They didn't really cross over with my theater group of friends, which is kind of a different group, right? And then within that group, I had this like kind of like the edgy kind of, you would have called them like kind of trench coat mafia type of dudes, the goths within the theater group. I ended up worming my way into their group, even though I was nothing like any of them, because I liked Magic the Gathering and they played Magic. So I wanted to play with them, and so I made friends with them. You know, so like I was very adept. I was like socially mobile, I guess. I'm not trying to brag, but that was my experience in school. I didn't feel trapped socially. I felt like I could probably make friends with those people, and oftentimes if I really wanted to, I did. And it got me a reputation around school as a really chill guy to party with, could hold his liquor, didn't talk shit about dirt that was done, wasn't gonna like drop dime to the cops because he runs from them. You know what I mean? I gained the reputation as a guy that was trustworthy to do drugs with, trustworthy to party with, and that opened a lot of doors socially, right? I was in a band that people liked us to play at parties live, and I could do funny stuff like shout out to the audience, give us a topic, and then have my friend play a fucking guitar riff and just make up a song for people. And so that helped, right? Being in theater wasn't a dorky thing at my school because my school was a top California theater school. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like in the middle of fucking nowhere, but we used to win, and they still do. Like if you look into it, Madera High South, Madera High North, they're two campuses now, two different schools. They were one blended two campus school back when I was there. But yeah, they win it. They win it every fucking year. Were you just vocals in the band? Yeah, I was just vocals. I would do songwriting, vocals. I was really adept at doing the in the moment kind of improvisational songwriting to a riff, which got us a lot of points at parties because we could write a slow jam for somebody about their girl, and it would be funny, but actually listenable. We could write like a funny song about somebody who farted at the party. You know, we were known for that. Like, that's what Apple Nasty was. They were the guys that if they brought their guitar to the party, it was going to be a fun night because eventually everybody's going to get stoned and drunk and they're going to fucking sing a little song or some shit. You're my age and you're the last generation before smartphones. Yeah, for sure, bud. Well, the last generation to like grow up through their whole, what we call childhood, through to adulthood and not have like social media and smartphones, right? Yeah. I don't know that the album, dude, I would love to get together with those guys, man. All four of the original dudes in the same room would be tight. But all of those, we live all over the fucking world now. A couple of the dudes got families, married, working. It's like getting everybody in the same room would be a prospect. I could set it up, or I could try to. I don't know that everybody would come. It's not that there's like animosity or anything. It's just people are fucking spread out. They've got shit going on in their lives. Like we don't talk as much as we used to, or anywhere near it, right? It's not that we're not friends. It's just we're old friends. We don't really reach out all that often. And it's like, it'd be tough to get everybody in the same room, but it would be dope, you know? Every rose has its thorn. I don't know why that just popped in my head. There's kids born in the 2000s claiming that just because their parents kept the iPad from them. Nah, bro. Nah, you ain't the last generation, bro. Because you wanted it and looked at your friend's phone. I know, dude, I'm not stupid. I remember being a kid. Bro, if there were smartphones when I was a kid, my parents probably would have kept me off of it. But I would have had 5 friends whose parents didn't give a fuck, and I'd be using their shit. All day at school, all day after school. It's retarded to think otherwise, right? I kind of talked about it with Destiny, not to bring that back up again, but during one of our talks, I brought up like the whole lack of parenting thing, endangering kids in the online space and endangering discourse by involving children in adult conversations, all of that. Uh, we were a death metal band, lots of European death and black metal. Weird anyone wanted to us to play their parties because it wasn't exactly party music. Yeah, we were more like we played alternative folk rock, which was super popular at the time. It was very like, I'm not claiming it was good like this, but it was very like rooted in Nirvana, Frank Zappa and the Mothers, Ween, these kind of influences, right, from the 90s. Those things really fed our creative process. And so we didn't sound as good or really like any of those bands, but those bands were heavily influential to the Apple Nasty sound, right? Those three bands were like the Rosetta Stone, most influential bands for us. And that's the sound that we had, if I could describe it. It was like kind of irreverent, jokey, but cool groove alt rock with a kind of like acoustic, folky twist, right? We weren't trying to be Nirvana playing their like electric guitars and rocking out, making a fucking fist pumping anthem. We were trying to make funny, interesting, heartwarming songs, right? And we did. My high school years, the flip phone came out. Oh, yeah. Very few kids had them, yeah. In my high school years, the pager was a new thing. Like the kids that had pagers, they were automatically the cool kid and the bane of every teacher, because if it went off in class, you were busted, bro. They were banned. Like the school straight out said, no pagers allowed. Parents balked because they were like, oh, my kid fucking has to get a hold of me if there's an emergency. How are you gonna do that? It's just the same shit already, right? It's like back in the day, my parents were not getting me a beeper, and so I had this thing called a calling card. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it was like a prepaid card that I could take to any payphone, of which there was huge banks all over my fucking high school. Like that was the only way to call your parents, right? And I could take it to any payphone and dial the number on it, and it would give me a certain amount of minutes to call somebody, right? My mom kept it loaded like 100 minutes, and she could see every phone number I called, and it was only to be her or my dad or my sister or something, right? Like it was only to call people in our family. I wasn't allowed to use it to call my friends, but I had it in my wallet. And so I would just, yeah, it was like 1-800 whatever. You would dial an 800 number, and then it would say enter your PIN, and you had a fucking secret PIN on the card, and you put that in, and then it would say you have 100 minutes. Please dial your number, and you dial it, and fucking boom, it would connect you through. And then, you know, you'd call your mom, hey, I need to get picked up, school's letting out early today, or whatever the fuck, right? So that's how like I stayed in touch. But like staying in touch was a different thing back in the day. Like this is one of the things about the modern age I don't like, because this, and I'm pointing at my phone right now, obviously I'm running this on my cell phone, this is a cool device. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not trying to be a Luddite, but this is also a leash. Okay? This phone is a leash. This is a leash that makes the new expectation, when I call you, you've seen it, you have to fucking talk to me, or otherwise you're ghosting. I hate that shit, bro. I do not like being at people's beck and call. I didn't grow up that way. When I was out and all I had was a calling card in my pocket, my mom wanted to get a hold of me. She was shit out of luck if I wasn't at school. Right? If I was at school, she could call the school, and they could call the fucking class I'm in and call me down to the office, and I'd call my mom and find out what's going on. If I wasn't at school, though, dude, I was off the map. She knew generally who I was with and could probably get a hold of me. She knew the places I fucking hung out that were actual, like, houses. So I wasn't, like, secretive about it, but I also wasn't tethered to like everybody's contact 24/7, 365, every update about every app thing that I had. Like that just wasn't part of my life, and it isn't now. Except that it's wormed its way in other people's expectations of me. If I get a text from somebody and it's friendly and I don't respond, that person takes it as Paul doesn't give a fuck about me. What it means is Paul probably didn't even see it because he has his phone on D&D. And if he did, he didn't feel like talking to you right now. And it's nothing against you. It just means like I'm not looking to communicate right now. Sorry. You know? And that used to be fine because people would leave you a message, and if you didn't get back to them for a couple of days, they didn't flip shit. But now, if somebody texts you in the middle of the night, they expect you to immediately wake up and respond. It's fucking crazy, bro. And it's like every social media thing comes with that fucking like optional, thankfully, notifications thing where like, let us blow you up. Let us blow up your phone. Let us blow up your desktop with notifications about people commenting on your shit or things you might be interested with. It's like, no. And there are people that have that shit on all day because they think it's part of staying informed about their fucking social media life, whatever that is, their social media footprint or presence or whatever fucking buzzword it is, the non-existent person that you're trying to create on social media that doesn't exist in real life, that everybody's treating like it does, that thing, whatever that thing is called now. So it's like, you know, I'm not with this whole, like, I'm on a leash, right? My mom used to make me call in. She didn't want me gone for fucking 20 hours not knowing where I was. So there was I was a kid, though. There's a minor leash there, but the leash was so wide, it doesn't even sound like a leash anymore. Now your mom can blow your phone up any time of day or night, and you're expected to pick up immediately. And you better not be around friends talking about weed shit. You better not sound drunk. You better not, you know what I mean? That's fucking crazy. Like, here's the thing. I would tell my mom, yeah, I'm going to go sleep over. We're going to watch movies and play games. All right, be careful, baby. I didn't tell her, we're going to go get high. We're going to smoke weed all night. We're going to get blasted drunk, and I'm going to try and finger bang Tammy. I didn't tell her that, right? But that was my plan, and I was able to do that, right? Because she didn't think it was her purview to, like, check on me every 5 minutes. She'd go to bed. I'd party all night. I'd get a little stink finger. So gross. I'm sorry. The old term. And then that would be that, right? Whatever the fuck, bro. It's like now kids, like your mom would be calling right in the middle of the stink finger. Yeah, they got location tracking. They know why are you laying in the living room floor next to that girl? It's like, what? I'm trying to finger blast, Mom. Fuck off. Mom, do you realize you're cock blocking super hard right now? Blowing up my phone and threatening to come over to the house and pick me up and shit. Can you not be a helicopter in my life? I'm trying to finger blast. Oh, yeah. Dude, when I was a working guy, people would blow me up all day like I wasn't working. Like people I knew. I'd be like, bzz, bzz. I'd be like, oh, fuck, who needs me now for work? And I'd look and it's just a friend or like my mom or like there's no barriers no more. It's like, what? Pick it up like, hey, what's going on? Just thought I'd talk to you. Well, what's going on is I'm working, so sorry, I'll call you back. What the fuck? What is this? And if I don't pick it up, I'm a fucking bad person. My mom gets so weepy and sad and like hurt when I don't get back to her the fucking second she reaches out with a text or something. It's fucked, bro. So she's been assimilated into it, and she's a generation behind me. I dodged it somehow. I don't know. But it's like this leash. I hate it, man. If I go somewhere, I don't want everybody to know where I'm at. It's okay. You can worry about me for an hour or two. I can be off grid. I can go get a cup of coffee or see a movie and not tell everybody where I'm at. Obviously, I'm going to tell my wife. But like if my mom calls me in the middle of a movie and I say fucking end, I put her on fucking do not disturb for a minute to finish my fucking movie. That's chill. But in some people's world, it isn't. I'm supposed to answer it all quiet. What's up, Mom? I'm in the movies. Fuck that. People are fucking weird, man. It's garbage. My sister's a full-grown adult and shares her location with my parents 24/7. That is retarded. I know what you're talking about, though. They have those like optional family plans where some one family member, probably your parents, pay, and then every kid gets on the app and it'll let you see where their phone is any time of day or night. It's like, what? Huh? And people are turning this on willingly as adults? So mom can see that you're at a party at so-and-so's house and then you're cheating on your husband at so-and-so's house? What the fuck is that? And my sister's high anxiety creates toxic expectations. It's weird, bro. I know it's built into every iPhone for free. It's crazy that people would turn that on with their family. It's fucking nuts, bro. I would never touch that feature with a 10-foot pole, dude. I don't want anybody. I wouldn't even do it with my wife, bro. I think that's a creepy level of knowledge. I don't want to know where, when she goes like, hey, I'm going to the fucking store, I don't want to check on her. Like, I extend a level of courtesy to her privacy that when she says she's going to the fucking store, that's where she's going, right? I don't need to have an app that shows me that she went to the store. I don't need to see where she's at every second of every day. I just don't have that need. But I feel like people have that need now. Like, they need people to, they need to know where their family is 24/7, 365. I'm like, whatever, if that's how you want to live. But that to me is like, as a kid of the 90s, is like, what? Fuck no. Like, if I want to go on a walk and nobody knows where I'm at, they can worry for a couple hours. It's not, it's ridiculous to think I got to get back to you right away. It's fucking stupid. I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. I didn't take part in making this world. You know, I just live in it. It's fucking crazy. You have a friend that GPS is their spouse? Hopefully willingly. Because if they're putting an air tag on something and the person doesn't know they've got an air tag, that's pretty fucked up. That's creepy. That's like stalking behavior. That's a violation of privacy. So hopefully it's like willingly GPS tagged his fucking spouse or whatever. Because I've heard about creepers just like putting GPS tags in people's bags and weird little pockets when they're not looking so they can follow them around and shit. It's like fucked up. Apple's gonna have to address that shit. Like, I think Apple needs to get this AirTag stuff under control. Yeah, I feel like people have gone over the top with it. Like, need to know where your family is every time, and then people are using it to spy on people that don't know it's on. It's kind of like on the person to know that type of shit exists on one's, but like, it's fucking crazy, bro. Like, it's cool to, like, if you want to share your location, if somebody's like, where are you at? And you have an app on your phone that lets you, you know, I know there's a way to do that. You can just share location. And it says, hey, I'm at the bar on fucking this and this, come get me. Or come join me or whatever. That's cool. Like, if you voluntarily want to share your geolocation or whatever with people to let them know here's where we're meeting, that's helpful. I think that's chill, right? I don't think that's insidious. But it's like that being on all the time so that all your friends and your family can see where you're at. Like, I don't live in that world, man. I can't fathom that. That just feels creepy to me. And we're just like inching closer and closer to a time where you're like, you're being watched. You know, you go out in public, there's cameras on the fucking street lights, there's cameras on the corners in some areas, all this like cameras on every parking lot property that's gives you a view of across the street. Like, you're being documented everywhere you go in civilization now. Maybe you go off grid a little bit, you go out into the mountains and stuff. Like, my wife and I are going up to Yosemite soon. You know, not that that's like wild blue yonder, but it's like on the way up there, there's probably going to be a stretch where there's maybe no cameras on us. And nobody knows our geolocational coordinates except for like our phone, you know, our car. But like, our family doesn't know where we're at, right? And that's okay. We decided we wanted to go to Yosemite for the day and drive around in there. You know, and fucking sit down and have a nice little lunch up in Yosemite. Our family doesn't need to know that. They don't need our geolocation. They don't need to know where we're driving. I don't need to get my phone blown up while I'm driving. Where are y'all headed? That's creepy to me. It's weird, man. Neurotic? Maybe. You think so, though? What's wrong about what I said, right? You step out into public. I'm not saying, like, but like, think about it. It's increasingly common for your neighbors, and I'm not saying it's wrong for them to have this, but for your neighbors to have camera systems that watch their property, right? So you're being documented in your front yard usually, and sometimes even in your backyard, because people are putting cameras that cover their backyard and yours too, or part of it, and you're sitting in that part. right? But even in your front yard, there's a good presumption if you live in a normal neighborhood that you might be captured on camera, or your car is captured as it pulls out of your driveway, because people have these cameras that turn on when there's activity on the street. And I understand that. I'm not like railing against people who have that, but you're documented there. The cops can subpoena that footage from people. And now, you know, not to say that you're doing illegal shit, or you should be, but like, you know, you could be tracked from that point. Then you get to a stoplight. Well, you know, stoplights have cameras on them that make sure you don't run them. Those cameras can identify a person. If the police want to go back through who came through this intersection, they can see you go through the intersection, right? You go to the store to get a Slurpee. You're on camera from the moment you pull into that store. The whole pump area is on camera. The whole parking area is on camera. The whole store is on camera. You get your Slurpee. You go to the movies, right? You park your car. That whole area is on camera. The mall that the movie theater is in, or whatever. All of it on camera. You go to the movie theater, right? You're not off camera till you're sitting down in the movie theater, right? You've got 2 hours of not having a camera in your face, because I don't think they film that, but maybe they do. Maybe they do have cameras off in there in case somebody punches somebody. So maybe you're on camera even in the theater. You get done with the movies, right? You go back to your car, you're back on camera. Get in your car, you're still on camera. You decide to go to like P.F. Chang's next to the movie theater, you're still on camera, right? You go to P.F. Chang's, you're on camera the whole time. You eat your meal, you pay the fucking person, you leave P.F. Chang's, you're on camera. You're on camera on the way to your car. Your car has a camera in it, has probably 18 cameras in it, so your car is recording what you're doing while you're in it. My car has an eye tracker thing that tells me on a heads-up display to look at the road if I look away for a second. So it's filming me. It's looking at my eyes. It's tracking my eyes. So I'm assuming in a car wreck that could be pulled out of the footage, right? So I'm on camera in my car. I'm on camera as I'm driving my car from multiple angles past businesses through a residential district. I'm on everybody's Ring camera. And then I pull into my home, and when I close my front door, I'm not on camera. Yet. If you think about it like that, it's kind of wild. Like if you put it all together like that, just a normal day, going to get a Slurpee, going to the movies, eating at P.F. Chang's and coming home, you're on camera 95% of that. You're documented. It's wild to me. And then my job is being in front of people on camera. It's like, what? Is this my beautiful wife? Is this my beautiful house? How did I get here? Look at the days go by and I wanna run. Good song. A little anxiety inducing given my circumstances. Really scary what we've allowed. Yeah, all of that has happened in my lifetime too. That didn't used to be so. When you left your house, there wasn't a Ring camera across the street. Not usually. I mean, people did have like home surveillance, but it was typically like rich people, lived in gated communities. If you lived in a normal house, there wasn't a camera on every aspect of your house. You might argue maybe there should have been. That would have prevented a lot of property crime, maybe saved some lives. Yeah, maybe, but that's a foregone conclusion, right? Like it didn't exist. When you went down the street, you weren't on camera everywhere you went, right? When you got to stores and stuff, there were security tapes and stuff being made all the time, obviously. But there weren't like 10 angles, you know? Not every stop sign was a camera. Not every stoplight was a camera. Not every person carried a camera around in their pocket to document crazy shit popping off, right? Live and stream it live, which is fucking wild to think about. So you might be on camera without even knowing it. You might just be background in somebody's live stream. You might be being documented and not even know it, right? So there's so many options for you to be on camera and so few options for you to not be on camera in this society. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, it's too hot to sit out here and fucking melt. So I'm gonna have a drink. Delicious water. And I'm going to bid you farewell for now.